individual with keeping all of our records in order. She is so efficient in that, and I need tremendous help and prayer in that area. So please help me welcome the wonderful Rhonda Reeves.
Thank you for not noticing the reality. Tammy Garner, thank you so much. You always provide us a new perspective, a different perspective, a seasoned perspective with all of the things that you know and the knowledge that you bring and simply your background that you bring with it. Overall, some great things that you do. You're positive. You're very positive. You come up here, you're a very positive force. You're open. Your voice has an ease about it. Your movement is very, there's nothing that seems out of the ordinary about it, so it's very easy. Your argument is logical. The way you lay things out is very logical, and you obviously have credibility. Where you can improve with this specific audience, and I think this is our next challenge as speakers, like, yeah, okay, I'm great in this area, I need to work on this area. Now we have to get really specific. You have to be a very good speaker for this audience. Mm-hmm. And so the things that are going to be challenging for you, that are challenging you right now, are connection, attention, and relevance. Okay. You have to connect to this audience. They're young. They're doing this, what Javier's doing. They're all on their cell phones. I've been in these places where it's even Gen X, and they're all on their cell phones. And so what are you going to do to grab their attention? You can no longer simply speak to people. You're going to have to engage them somehow. So anything you can do to connect with them, it might be your stories, your examples, your physical presence, talking to people individually. These are the different things that you're going to have to start relying on, getting their attention and keeping their attention. Right away when you started, I think you need a slower transition to start. I may go over time here. It seemed like you went right into it. Yeah. And I'm a young person, I'm just coming up from my phone, and I want to know, should I go back to it? Mm-hmm. I need a slower transition of why should I listen to you? Mm-hmm. And I think it's got to be something engaging. You need a hook. Mm-hmm. Hello, welcome. I did a because I imagine maybe this young group will. Mm-hmm. You know, and always go in, I think, with this group and praise them for something. Mm-hmm. Whatever it is that you know that they're good at. We're so glad that young professionals are on the rise. You're making a difference in the world. Think about the things that they're motivated by nowadays. Speak to those. What's your name? Why are you here? Go ahead and make that transition. So we start to go, oh, okay, I like her, I trust her. Mm-hmm. I can give her my attention. And you could do that throughout. Relevance. One thing was ho. I'm sorry, you're going to have to change your title. Because it used to be called gangster language, or gangsta language. It's not anymore. It's common street language. I have young people in my family. I have a 23-year-old and a 20-year-old. And I speak the same way at home. So we will go ahead and call each other hoes, you know, and not mean anything derogatory about it. That's just the way we speak to each other because it's fun and it's understood and it's just an easy way of speaking. If you're going to use it strategically. Mm-hmm. And say, you kids may, or you, not kids, but you all may know that as some kind of other meaning, mm-hmm. if you're going to use that. But what it really means, let me give you the story and paint of, you know, what that means to farm. And with the rows, you got to do this so that they don't just grow over each other. Mm-hmm. And there's an instrument, a utensil that's called a hoe, H-O-E. And you do this with it to make sure that they don't split. Something like that really
spells
it out, but gives it to them so also that your movement is varied. I said your voice and your movement have ease. You need to make it more dramatic. How big is this audience?
Yeah.
We can't see you if all you're doing is little Tammy. Mm-hmm. Think about the size of your audience, and then you have to be that size. Movements that are larger, giant things like this, the different areas of forming. And you started to do it at the end where you had specific movements and gestures for them. You said forming, storming, and then I was waiting for the norming, what that looks like, but I think they need to be bigger. Forming, and maybe you can have a group over here. You all are formers. Get together. I don't know, give them an activity. You all are stormers. Show me storming. And you all are normers. I don't know. I'm just giving you ideas to add some humor, connect with them, and the other place where I wrote down connect. Okay, Summer of Love. This is not relevant to them. This is their parents' world. They don't know 1965. They don't know Summer of Love. You all may not know that, but back then we were hippies. And a Summer of Love, well, spell it out if you need to. It's kind of a fun thing, right? It's kind of a fun thing. Like back in our day, we had fun. We weren't always on our phones all the time. Scrum, you gave the example of scrum, but instead use scrum and, because otherwise you're invalidating their world. You all use scrum, but what we did in our day is what it sounds like. Scrum is a wonderful way to go about things. Now, let me show you where that came from. There's scrum and before that, so it's scrum and it's positive now, and I'm not invalidating what they do, because many of them are probably scrummers. Movement, different areas of stage, gesture, storming, case at that. At the end or towards the end, you were talking about an old reference of Tuckman says. Instead, just say what Tuckman says. They don't care about the references. They're not as worried. They know you have credibility. I think you can let those people go. And you can simply say it. What was it? You said Tuckman says?
I don't know, was it about
Tuckman says something about as a team.
when it came to a journey?
It was after that, but something about Tuckman says that once you get together as a team, this will happen. Instead, you can just say, once you get together as a team, this will happen. They don't care about the Tuckman says. I'm Tammy. I am the resource right now. So make yourself credible. Don't give it all away. It's okay. You've learned a great deal too. On adjourning, there were a couple words. Suppositions, adjournment, throw those away. Use relevant language. Talk to them. That's part of the connection. Talk to them so that you're really talking to me. All of the questions you asked were rhetorical. You never asked a real question. You never involved them. So there's opportunities there, right, to do something different. And closing, you were talking about your grandmother. Again, it added to that. If it's at the beginning where you talk about your grandmother, like you probably don't want to hear about my grandmother, but this is the type of thing, this is the world that they lived in. And then you paint that story of the farming, something like that. I don't know, there's opportunities there, but those are the three challenges: connection, attention, and relevance. But overall, this is going to be easy for you. I really think that you can do it because it's going to be a good challenge. And I know I've seen you connect with young people before, so I know you can do this. And you've got all the other foundational items that you need as a speaker, so you're going to do great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.